Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Behind the Avatar. I'm your host, Krafter, and today we have Sand Rush on the show. Sand Rush on the show, and we're going to be talking about all things Metaverse, the Sandbox, and who knows what else will come up. But it's going to be a good conversation. They're a Metaverse Studio building primarily in the Sandbox. We'll see. They might be building other places too. So we'll find that out here shortly. But first, let me just plug our sponsors as we always do in the beginning, and then we'll move on to the show. No more interruptions, no more annoying ads. Let me switch screens. First off, obviously, we got to plug Metaskins. Metaskins is my studio. Avatars and wearables is what we specialize in, and founder keys are out now. So if you want to be one of our early supporters and get rewarded time and time again as we continue to roll out new stuff, go pick yourself up a founder key. They are at the website metaskins.io. All you got to do is connect your wallet and mint directly from the website. Super easy. You guys know what to do. And our other sponsor, I am participating in Sober October, so I don't get to grip it and rip it with you guys today. But Melee Dose is a Delta 9. I don't know the science. I always say that, but somehow it's legal in all 50 states. It's basically THC. It definitely feels like THC. Go do your own research, scroll the site, read all their cool stuff. But they got all kinds of cool stuff rolling out, and there's even more coming. Right now, they have both the what is this one? The Blueberry Mutant Cake vape, which is super good, gets you really high. And then the Live Resin Mandarin Cookies, which is also really good. Not quite as high as the mutant one, which kind of makes sense because I mean mutants seem like they would be way more high. Um, but make sure if you do go and pick up any of this stuff, the edibles are super good too. Use code Krafter at checkout, get yourself 15% off. Krafter, Krafter at checkout, and you'll get 15% off your order. Hell yeah. Vape up, edible up, do whatever you want to do. Have some fun. I'll be participating in November, but not this month. All right. Now, let's bring up the main event, the min of the hour. Where is my screen? You guys know I always fumble with this shit. Guests. Boom. What's up, guys? How we doing? Welcome to this show. This is Sand Rush. Not all of Sand Rush, but this is Sand Rush. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves, and then if either one of you kind of wants to just break down, give us a little bit of an overview of what Sand Rush is, and we'll go from there.
York State is only a city, but actually the majority of New York is farmland. So I live up here in the middle of the woods. Pepe and I met through Sandbox when we were both artists for Cell 2.
Nice.
And so we've been doing this for, as you can imagine, a very long time. We've kind of been here since the beginning.
Cell 2, is that like, does that mean like the second cell ever created?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
There was, I think, 5 total cells when I first started.
Okay, cool. So you were like one of the first 5 cells.
I ended up being cell leader for Cell 8 when Cell 8 first opened, to give you a general idea. So by the time Cell 8 came around, I had been doing this long enough to manage the cell.
Yeah, no, that's.
And then I retired, resigned from that. I passed that position on to Crad. Many of you might know Crad. I passed that position on to him, so I could focus more on Sandrush.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's super cool. That's one thing that I still kick myself about. I knew about the creator fund and all that fun stuff, and I never like I was always so focused on like doing Metaskin stuff, and like I always like was like, oh, should I apply for that? And then I just never did, and I was like, oh, maybe I should apply for that, and then I didn't, and then I just went back and forth. I was like, why the fuck did I not apply for that? But it doesn't matter. We're making progress either way, but it's cool to meet other individuals that did go that route and to see where you guys are ending up now. It's super awesome. And yeah. So how about Pepe, give us a little introduction of yourself, and then we'll just start chatting.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, sure. As Chris said, it all started a long time ago already in terms of metaverse years or whatever this can be. And yeah, we did grew up to a very awesome team here over time. It was first very art oriented and like Chris said, I mean, we did both assets. We then changed positions, and yeah, more and more it was clear that we wanted to really pull something special off. And early this year, in spring 2022, we finally did make the big step for us and for the studio to officially found it here in Switzerland, and it's an amazing ride that we enjoy here, and it's just awesome to work in this space.
Yeah.
My background, my background is I'm coming from architecture, from industrial design, and then architectural model building for more than 2 decades, and now transitioning into the virtual space and yeah, branching out.
Yeah, no, that's
physical more into virtual.
That's super cool. I bet you that translates super well. How long did you do architectural stuff?
More than 2 decades. I was
Sure.
For one of the 5 big names in architecture scene. I worked as model builder, scale model builder mainly.
Okay.
And doing artwork.
His work is incredible.
I bet. I mean, I've seen your work for SandRush, so I mean, I guess I don't know what work is yours, but everything you guys put out is amazing. So I would love to see some of your architecture someday. Maybe you should post some of that on Twitter or something. Just give a little throwback to what you used to do, or maybe you do that, and I just haven't seen it.
Thanks.
Yeah. So you guys, how long have you officially been a studio then?
Well, we kind of started hanging out together unofficially, like over 2 years ago. This year is when we first incorporated, and it's kind of a lot of work to start an international business.
I would imagine it's still a decent amount of work in the US, but I can't imagine even trying to like figure out all those hoops that you have to jump through.
I think we're in 7 or 8 different countries that we are slowly operating in. We've got a team of around 20 or so people that come in and out.
How did you guys how did you form the team? Like where's your team from, or like how have you found the builders and whatever else they are? Yeah.
I'll take this one. We basically it all comes down to Discord. And we were put in the same art group together, and we kind of noticed something happening. And what we noticed is a huge influx of investors and not enough artists to keep up with that demand.
Mm-hmm.
And because of this makes us a little bit worried, because that is how you create an empty metaverse,
Right.
and that's just not acceptable. So, and especially, we've poured our hearts and our souls into this, so we want to make sure it's cool. So we've kind of taken that responsibility as much as we can for just our little team. But because of this, we thought, hey, you know what? We have an opportunity here where we can probably create a sustainable future for ourselves, creating art and doing what we love and team building and getting to know people from around the world and making these cool connections. So a lot of it really just came down to chatting with each other through Discord and through the Sandbox Discord as well, but also on Twitter. We've gotten many of our artists we've met through Twitter and through our various postings and things like this, and plus we kind of stalk people a little bit if we notice a new artist coming in, and if we, as you can tell, we have kind of like a unique style that we go for, so it makes it a little tricky to find the right people. But now that we've sort of built up a little bit of a reputation, we've got a really good solid crew now.
Totally. I mean, like I said, everything you guys put out is awesome, and you guys do have like a very niche style, but it's so visually appealing. Like that's what I love about it. Like I can't wait. That's one of my favorite things to do. Like I like playing the games and stuff in the sandbox. Like that's fun. But like I really just love just exploring and just like looking at all the different stuff that people have built. And like I always like switch over to, I love switching over to first person view. Like that's like my, like I just love being in first person view. So anytime I can, I do. And just like it's just like wandering around this new world. Like and like it's just getting started too, which is what's so exciting about the metaverse and all this stuff, is that like there's just going to be so much to explore in the next forever. I mean, there's already so much to explore in the real life, but like it's just like a whole nother place to explore, and it's so accessible, and you can do it for 20 minutes randomly on your lunch break or like whatever. Like it's just it's super cool. So yeah, I'm excited to explore some of your stuff. Speaking of some of your stuff, I mean, I want to talk about a lot of stuff that you guys are doing, but one thing that I noticed, I don't know where, if I was reading on maybe a Medium article or where I was doing research. I always do a little bit right before, just so I have some talking points in case we don't know where to talk about. But there's something about I think a 3x3 hub or something that you guys are working on. Is that close to being ready? Like, or maybe you can't say too much about it yet, but I mean, is that something that we can be looking forward to in the near future? Kind of future? Is there anything going on with that?
Of course. There's a lot of stuff in development. We indeed build a huge hub for an amazing client. It's just as you said, it will be ready. Some of it sooner, and some of the experiences we will need to wait a bit longer.
Sure.
But it will come for sure.
Yeah.
And it will be awesome.
I can break that down a little bit more. The plan is we can't do a 3x3 in one scoop. That doesn't make sense. The poly count would be too high for our style, and no one would be able to operate this. So our approach will be to break this into several segments.
That makes sense. I mean, that makes sense in a lot of different areas. I mean, I can't imagine how long it would. Like, I mean, maybe you can imagine. Like, how long do you think it would take you to build out the entire 3x3? I mean, obviously, like a lot goes into that, but like just like an average 3x3 build in your guys' style, like I feel like it would take a long time. I have no idea though. Maybe your team's fast as hell.
It's a year.
Yeah.
But we're even not alone. So we're partnering up here with an amazing studio with Nabia from Lyon in France, and yeah, it's a blast.
Those
takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, I mean that's cool that you're partnering up with another studio. Those are the guys that did Avenged Sevenfolds, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah, I love the Avenged Sevenfold one. That was really fun to explore. That was probably it's probably one of my favorite like visually that I've explored so far. I haven't played nearly probably not even half of the experiences that are on the alpha right now. But that was definitely one of my favorites that I've explored so far. So yeah, they do cool stuff too. How did you?
You sound like me, man. Like I'm a horrible gamer.
I think yeah.
I just want to look at stuff.
I know.
I'm like, this game looks beautiful. Take my $20.
Yeah.
And then I won't play it, but I'll like walk around and look at stuff and be like, oh, and like, ask myself, how did they make this and this type of thing. But if I had to play a game, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. It really never does happen. Maybe I'll start a quest or two, and I mean if it was super like easy to finish like as I was wandering around, I'll finish it. But yeah, and that's I mean that's how I am with like all my games. Like I just other than like multiplayer like online games, like obviously playing that, you're playing it. But even then sometimes I'm wandering around and people are getting at me, not paying attention or whatever. But yeah, that's I mean I don't know. That's definitely a play style, and I think your guys' design and the way that you really make the world immersive place lends to that to really be. I mean, I think everyone's gonna love it, but especially gamers like myself that just like to wander around and see all the fun, cool stuff they can find, and wonder if they could build something similar to that. And it's just I think that's part of what I maybe love doing is just like it definitely like sparks inspiration for me is like things that oh like that's cool. I wonder if I could do something similar, and just kind of spirals from there. But what that was a tangent. But what what are you guys? Do you guys have anything in the works that you can talk about coming up in the I don't know near future? I'd say near future, and that could be a lot of things in NFT world that could mean one day, or it could a month out. That feels like a year. So, but do you guys have anything exciting coming up? I was trying to like figure out if you guys were maybe dropping something or doing something, and I saw you guys. I did see you. You have I think it was your pin tweet that you guys dropped something back in I or something. I mean, you can definitely talk about that. But is there anything else coming soon?
We've prepared some content.
Yeah.
And maybe this will show some viewers that aren't familiar with us, sort of our workflow and our outlook.
Yeah.
And we've got some hints in there of some things to come.
I love it. Can we see it? Like now?
Of course.
Yeah.
Perfect. Go ahead and share your screen whenever you'd like. I'll get
awesome. Yeah, I can do this. Let me correct the screen. Righty.
All right, we are good.
Righty.
There we go.
All right, we are
awesome.
Good.
There we go.
All right, we are awesome.
I hear an echo just continuing to go and go and go. I hear what is
all right.
Oh, it's probably your screen share. Oh, it's
gives us echo.
It's probably your screen share.
Really? Gives us echo? Hopefully not. I don't hear anything. Really? Hopefully not. I don't hear anything.
Is it just me?
I have a huge echo too.
Okay. Let's see.
I have a huge echo too.
Okay. Got it. Let's screen. Okay, try. I guess I'm talking, and I don't hear anything. Can I still hear you guys? Are you guys saying anything?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yep. I can still
Okay.
hear you. I can still hear you. Perfect. I think we're good. I think I fixed it.
Awesome. Yeah, I hear you clearly. Awesome. Yeah, that's Sandrush. As said, we're a small team that is developing for the Sandbox mainly. We might be known for large epic builds. What you see here, and it's quite an oldie for us already, but it was an amazing starting point to especially get into collaboration work with other studios and partnerships. This was, as you said, July, but already way back a year ago, and this was a huge build that we did in a collab work with Metaverse Studios, and it's out of 7 or 8 pieces parts that being assembled to this huge build that is taking up almost a fifth of or a quarter of a land in footprint. And as you see, it's highly detailed, fully playable. Collision is working perfectly fine, and we have a lot of details and things to explore in this build. And it was then auctioned on OpenSea.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I didn't know that was you guys. This was CyberCon's about this. Is that, am I correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
In the end, it was CyberCon that did acquire this, and we couldn't be happier.
That's an awesome group to have buy it for sure.
Yeah, better than it gets dusty in a collector's wallet or whatever. So we're super excited, especially since CyberCon are very active. They have the VX characters also going live on Sandbox, or already being live on Sandbox.
Yeah, I saw awesome. I saw one the other day, and I love that I've been waiting to see them support like other size avatars. So that's exciting to finally see that. And I mean, I knew it was coming obviously because they had their VX avatars, but I was just waiting to see how it actually played out, and they look awesome.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah.
One block taller than everybody else, and it's great. Yeah, it's awesome. We're super happy, and it was a great starting point also for our continuously a collaboration with the studio, with the Metaverse Studio, and it's amazing to crank out some awesome content together with them.
Yeah, that's super cool. Sorry to asking questions about CyberCons, sure. But are you guys doing other work with CyberCons, or like did this get their attention or anything, or maybe say about that either? But I feel like every time I ask
saying something the same.
Yeah. I mean, it's like either way, I think we get the idea. So, but it's like every question I ask on this show, it's like I always am like tiptoeing on lines, but maybe I should just like not preference it and just wait and see.
Let's wait. Wait. No, it's awesome. We're in close contact with them.
Yeah,
they're an awesome bunch of people and amazing. Yeah.
Cool. That's good to know.
Cool. Yeah, Chris, maybe you can take over.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I was still getting a whole bunch of echo, and then I figured out it's because I clicked the watch stream button. It was playing everything twice, but now I can hear everybody once. This is great. It looks like we are on the mood board and land breakdown slide.
Yes.
Just want to make sure.
Yep.
Okay. So we have an approach that may or may not be unique, but we do spend a considerable amount of time concepting things. And I feel like this is really important to get the look that we need. because otherwise we're just sort of aimlessly building things. So if we get tons and tons of references, at first it's a little bit overwhelming. As you can see here in this screenshot, there's quite a bit going on. But you also can, at a quick glance, get a mood of what we're doing. So part of our process is first to establish kind of like a mood, or where will this happen, or this type of thing. Is it happening during the day? Is it happening during the night? Is it happening in the 80s or 90s? Is it happening in modern day? When, where, these types of things. And what surprises me kind of mostly about this is how challenging some of these questions can be. They really will kind of make you question your own self to your soul, to the very pit of who you are. Because at this point, sadly, Pepe and I, we don't get to do as much hands-on with the art because we have so many other things going on, but that doesn't make it not creative for us. So we still are able to tickle that aspect of the project because we put so much care and thought into the process of making these things happen. And then by the time our pre-production is done, everything is basically laid out and ready to go. And then here you can see an example sort of on the left of like a 3x3 land breakdown. This is a concept. This is not the 3x3 that we're working on. But what we like to indicate here is even building a mini map is significant, has significant value for us. If we have a mini map built of the whole land, we can start planning out colors, different types of blocks, where they're going to be, where the event's going to happen, pathfinding, all of these things. And over time, that drastically makes our production process much faster.
I bet. What do you guys use to create the mini map? Like, is that like, I have no idea. Like, are you like building it in 3D, or is that all just like pixel, like a 2D like pixel representation?
No, we go full 3D right from the bat. It's super important to get this spatial awareness of the levels. I mean, of course, you can sketch out first a bit, but it's so crucial, especially as Chris said, the pathfinding and the pace and the how players, like you said. I mean, you want to have this immersive environment, and you really want to plan this out or figure this out as soon as possible. And for this, we need kind of small scale models. So this is coming really from my craft here, and I think it's super helpful, as Chris said, in the planning.
Yeah. So you do your planning in Minecraft? Is that what you said? Or
no, we use Magica Voxel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But mainly for minimaps. So in our maps, one block, one voxel is one block. So you can imagine we built full 1x1s or even 2x1s in a smaller scale, and then go larger.
Okay.
With the actual game maker version.
Gotcha. So the you do the rough sketch kind of in Magica Voxel, and then you translate it eventually.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do these in very pretty detail, down to the block at least. What we found is probably the most time-consuming part outside of asset creation and development is the decoration of the level, because there's so many details. I described this to my mom. She's like, "What do you exactly do?" I'm like, "I don't have enough crayons to explain this." So basically, I say, "Hey, what I'm doing right now is I'm making a list of everything that exists from here to a mile down the street, everything. pieces of grass, the different types of vegetation, what kind of flowers, rocks, water, hills, everything. And so kind of getting that down is a weird balance, because we also have to keep in mind, if we want to go super, super detailed, we have to compromise in other areas. Otherwise, this will create a lot of lag. So typically we choose to do super high definition texturing, because this is more adaptable to the media that we're using here, voxel, of course. So even though, well, here in the States, one voxel approximately is 1 inch. So that kind of helps us scale everything. But that's the most that we can get for detail. So you can imagine that it can be a little bit awkward sometimes, because if it's too detailed, it ends up just looking all pixely and gross when the character's up close to it. So we spend quite a bit of time trying to get that balance so that it looks good from a distance and from up close.
That is a fine balance. I understand that, because it's like you said, when you're up close to something, it does start to look like gross, I guess is a good way to explain it, when it's too like pixelated, but it does like make things, like you can make things good from a distance like that, but yeah, like fine tuning so that it also looks close up is probably skill that is definitely desired by a lot of studios, including myself.
It's a lot of troubleshooting.
Yeah.
A lot of back and forth. But then again, once we have these processes in place, it kind of makes things a lot better for us. We do a lot of pre-production, a lot of thought goes into this thing, and what's nice is we will invite members of our team to brainstorm with us, and since we have such a great collection of artists and developers and people, we can get some insight that Pepe wouldn't have thought of on our own.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. What whenever you guys are designing, I'm still like caught up on that mini map. Like how long does a mini map take you?
The current mini map that oh, go ahead, Pepe. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this depends really, as Chris said, how deep we go. Usually, as you see also on the right, we use it to block out everything, kind of. So to get the volume and how much space it takes up in the map, that is really kind of finite and restrictive. But still, there is the vertical space that you often forget when you come from a 2D approach. So for this, it's super helpful to have just this chunk of 69 by 69, 128. So that's your block. That's what you're working with. And then it's more like, for me at least, it's more like shaping clay, kind of, first, and figuring out levels, in height and also in depth, and really start concepting in what you did before with the pre-production, with all what you just showed before, how we what style, what mood, what biomes we want to pursue with, and all these type of things. And then it can take hours for sure, but it's always worth the time, because you can define pretty well what will happening for the player, and see also the problems of your kind of your build, right from the start already.
Yeah.
And not let down the road when you're into detailing and quest writing and all the stuff that needs to come on top of it, of course. But it helps so much to get an overview all the time where you stand and where you be with your approach.
One thing that I learned from Pepe is to fail fast. We already know that we will fail. Not everything that we touch is gold, but and because of this, we have started to train ourselves when to just go with a flat no. This isn't working. Let's move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that really has helped out a lot. The mini maps also evolve over time because of this. So, for example, we might start out and put something together in a few hours, but then we're going to start hashing out different I guess you could call them like a section or an area, or what is the word we use for this? A district. So we kind of will flesh out a district and then say, for example, maybe this district has I don't know, a particular object, right? A car. Well, the things around the car we'd want them to feel like they should be around a car. So maybe it's parked at the side of the street. Then there's a street sign. Maybe there's a no parking sign or a fire hydrant, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So taking the concept and running with it kind of helps us mold these areas as well. And having Pepe's background in architecture has helped me personally in how I can perceive these types of spatial awareness things. So prior to this, I wouldn't think of what things, I wouldn't think to look at something from the bottom of a hill and how does it look if the player is standing here, or how does it look if the player is on top of the roof. I would just try it out and see how it goes. But thinking about these things in advance it's somewhat challenging, but also very beneficial.
Yeah, I bet you it saves you guys a lot of time in the long run, even though it's a little bit more time up front.
I mean, pre-production is key in our eyes, and if the better it is grasped, but can be grasped by your whole team, the better you can move forward into production, and it's all about that.
Right.
So
right.
these preparations and all these mood boards, they're gold in the end. I mean, they help a lot to find the true essence of your project,
Totally. No, that I mean that makes a lot of sense. And then so not to derail everything too much, but then so after pre-production happens, then what do you guys move on to next?
Prototyping, of course. Because like Chris said, we need then to go a full scale in GameMaker, of course. I mean that's what it's all about, and this is what the player will see, not our minimap. The minimap is just the base layer, but then again, there is so much. For example, in this example here, in this mock-up here, you have. I mean, this is based on a minimap, 1-to-1. It's exactly the minimap that we wanted to use for this, but on top of it, that everything is asset based here. For example, also the rocks and all the environmental stuff like the bridges, the decks, whatever comes in and needs to be where it should be. And you have this base layer now from the minimap, and you really know where things need to be placed and where you need to put attention to make to get the player focused on the quests and make the placement correct with collectibles, for example. And there's a lot of things that add up now in this stage, of course. But still, as Chris referred to, we want to be fast and really, we also have a lot of tools at our hands that makes this happen much quicker than maybe placing block by block or asset by asset. So this is great and makes us for sure agile and stay on top of things.
Yeah, I read that on your website that you guys use. I think on the website it said that you have code or something that you use to do some of the terraforming. I think that was referring to, or maybe it's more than that too. But that's super cool. I've never heard of anyone using anything like that. I mean, obviously, like you, and I'm sure there's many other people out there doing it. But I've never been exposed to one that is kind of like coding or anything to development, the sound or with the game maker. So that's super cool. I didn't even know that was possible, to be honest.
This is custom software that we've put together.
Oh,
yeah.
So maybe no one else is doing
it. yeah. So maybe no one else is.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep it up. I mean, we have the ecosystem that is given to us from TSP. So this is VoxEdit and GameMaker right now. But as you said, we are on the forefront, hopefully, to push the limits here with our own additional, plugged-in systems and ideas that come directly from in-house tools and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. Did you? I think this is what you said. Maybe I misheard you, but like the image that we're looking at right now, you're saying that. I mean, maybe the floor is blocks, but is everything else in that is just assets? I mean, it looks to me like that's probably the case, but
yeah,
like
correct. Yeah,
the mountainside. I guess kind of the mountainside is what I'm basically referring to. But now that I'm looking at it closely, it almost seems like an asset. But then
the cliff sides are assets. They're large, but when we have several of them, so we can mix and match them, and it gives us enough variety to look cool.
No, that's super clever. I like that approach. I think that's innovative for sure. I mean, you guys are doing all kinds of innovative stuff, but that's cool. I like that.
I mean, it's a great way to make it really immersive and naturally looking. We need to be aware that we're always fighting with poly count here. So especially when we go all in with asset-based world building, it's tough. We can't overdo it. It's just not feasible because loading time is crucial. We all know this.
Yeah.
And it can break an experience. So it's a fine line to walk here. But we're trying to push edges for sure, and
push it to the limit. I like it.
I think these cliff pieces are like between 200 to 400 polys faces. So it's super low poly, but we rely on these super detailed textures to really pull out the colors and the atmosphere.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's the way to optimize, really, if you can do that and still get your like artistic expression out there at the same time. Like, awesome. What's next then? Jungle Rush.
Way. Yes, Chris, maybe you can get us.
Yeah, sure. So when we first met, we started talking and chatting about the direction that we want to go. We have millions and millions of ideas. And then we started building. So we've come up with Dark Temple, and this is our own IP. As you can see, we've got significant amount of work already put into this. This is something that we still are working on. You can see a lot of this is block. It's not all covered with assets like the previous screenshot. And mainly that's because our ability to use blocks has improved. So because of that, that allows us to do more with these blocks, which is good because if we use blocks really are the most effective way to streamline things if it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like them to look like Minecrafty necessarily. That's what Minecraft does, and we don't want to build Minecraft. Someone already did that.
Right. That's always been my thing too. I appreciate that you guys feel that way too.
Yeah. I mean, there's something to be said about the style, and Minecraft obviously is a force to be reckoned with. Probably the most popular game in history, potentially.
For sure.
And so they did something correct because of that. So we're not necessarily always trying to fight against the media. We think it's important to kind of balance out and use the blocks where it's appropriate.
What has changed? What's changed that you now use blocks more?
Our in-house tools allow us to say, for example, set up a series of like 20 blocks and just build a single cohesive piece instead of having to place them by hand. We can click a button and boop, so we can build detailed areas out of blocks, and it also allows us to build caverns and different things. This level here that you see probably is about over an hour to play through, and it's a 1x1 land. So it's we can get tons and tons and tons of detail since we don't have to place each of these blocks individually now.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
This is in progress. This level here will most likely not look like this when we're done. If we're like every other studio, right? We're like, oh, this is cool, and then we're like, let's change our minds.
Yeah.
And then let's do this instead. And then, but this is fine. The purpose of that is not because we're indecisive. It's because it could be because, hey, TSB released an update, now we have new features.
Yeah.
Or it could just be the actualization of, we don't think this experience should be played for 90 minutes. We think that maybe the Sandrush Dark Temple experiences should be closer to 20 minutes. And more of like a casual thing, and they can play it through one, and then they can go to another 20-minute experience if they want to have the longer experience. So, and we don't always know how long it will take to get through. So, we had to make decisions sometimes on the fly as well. So even despite all of our efforts to do perfect pre-production, we still find ourselves back to the drawing board every once in a while.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Yeah, but it always helps us to clarify the vision again, when it comes to build such an experience here or a series. We now have a much clearer idea where we're heading, even with maybe sections like you see here that won't look in the end like it is in this state, but it helped us to reach the final stage now. So the final look and feel and the play time that is in there came from this, even if it's not exact what you see here.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, from my experience anyway, sometimes like you have to just start building to then realize what you really want to build. I feel like that happens to me all the time, where it's like I'm building something and I like the general idea, and then as I start building, I'm like, nah, I need to do something different, and then either you start over or you really start tweaking what you've already built. Like it's just, that's just the creative process. It's how it goes.
Yeah. And that again, that just comes for us. That comes back to let's fail. If we're good, when we know we're gonna fail, let's do it as quick as possible.
Yep. I love that attitude.
Sometimes we're not good at this, but we are getting better.
Yeah. Maybe who knows? Maybe one day we won't ever be doing it, and we're just always 100%. But I doubt it.
Yeah, I won't be. Maybe you guys will, but I'm only 99%. Great. Do you want to do the next slide? There we go.
Yeah, we got level
So
design.
this is just a demonstration of just some of our work here. You can see sort of in the upper right area, just another screenshot of the mock-up that we worked on. Below that, some vegetation. These types of things really are what brings life to it. Anybody can throw down a few blocks, but we think that having these types of little details and things are really what helps pull everything together.
Yeah, I mean I totally agree. Like just looking at this picture, like if you didn't have the vegetation in there, it would, I mean, it would feel a lot like Minecraft. But then once you throw all that vegetation in there, you start getting immersed in the world. And like, I mean, obviously, what you have way more find in Minecraft, but like still, like overall, like it's very like it would be very it's a very blocky world until you start adding in all these other assets. So like I really vibe with how you guys add in the vegetation stuff. I think it's awesome.
It's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably is a ton of work, but also worth it.
Yeah.
What up, Tushi?
Hey, yay! Hi, Touche.
Hey.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Yeah. So we of course also do a lot of assets. This means always not always, but we rarely go template based. We usually do our own rigs and animations.
Love that.
It means, I mean, it's quite an effort, but we have super talented animators and artists that can pull this off, and we are always amazed how fluid things are and stuff like that. So we're super grateful for having them with us and doing this amazing type of work, because for example, me myself, I can do it, but it takes me way too long.
Dude, I feel you on that 100%. Like I see all these awesome like there's a lot of really good animators in this space, and I see all these awesome animations that get done, and then I go and try and make something, and like I can get it done, but like you said, it takes me forever. Like I don't know if I feel like it's not taking those guys as long as it takes me, but if it is, props to them for having the persistence to get those done, because that takes forever. I mean, I guess if I would invest more time, start to it's just not a skill that I've developed yet. But yeah, that's awesome that you guys do say all of your own rigging and stuff, because I mean, like you said, in the long run, that probably makes everything a whole heck of a lot more cohesive and more immersive. Like I keep saying immersive, that's really like what your style is. Immersive. Like it seems like everything that I see from you, like I would just get lost in it. So it's super cool stuff. Continue, please.
Oh, great. Thanks for saying. It looks like we have a question.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll read it out loud. I forget that we're streaming and this is going to be replay. So for those of you that are catching the replay, we do have a stream going right now. So if you ever do want to tune in live, head on over to Twitch. I might be doing it on TikTok later on. I'm still working on getting the streamer key there, but I do have a way bigger following there, so I might transition over there. So I'm sorry, guys that are on Twitch, but maybe we'll do it on both. But anyways, the question is, what's your favorite part of putting together an experience, like storyboarding, planning, terraforming, decor, mechanics? And he goes on to say, awesome work, assets and experience look great.
Well, thanks, Touche.
Thanks.
We can say the same from your team. Awesome stuff. Yeah, I would say when I so I really like pre-production. It's so inspiring, especially to work with so many talented people, and um, having this, like Chris mentioned before, having this back and forth to evolve into something more feasible and something that is really coming together to a final product. It all starts there. So in my case, I love concepting, to be honest, and I think it's also needed for the team that we do this job as we described before, and with these steps that come before making such assets here.
I'm kind of in the same boat. The putting together the concepts really is what helps Pepe and I work really well together. I mean, we'll banter back and forth, and we don't always agree. If we always agree, we don't need each other. This type of thing. But it's a learning experience. There's so much out there that we couldn't possibly learn all of it, but we can pick up on different things from the people on our team, and just from our other resources and things like that. I really like that. I don't like to feel like my brain is stagnant. So the parts that I really enjoy are the parts that challenge me. um, I came into this thinking and approaching this from an artist perspective, but it didn't take very long for me to be humbled and realize that there are people that can do this way better than me. So we should let them do what they do best, and we should, Pepe and I will do what we do best, which is the organization, getting everything in order, putting things in motion, providing feedback, training, a lot of back end paperwork and this type of stuff that we do, that at first I didn't really have a heart for, but over time I've really come to enjoy it. And it's because I was able to find a new way for that to be a creative outlet for me.
I'm I'm really glad that you said that. I mean, probably for myself, personally, it resonates a lot. Like I was the same way. Like I came into it as like the artist, but like I'm realizing like yes, I think I can do solid work, but I'm realizing that there's so many more talented artists out there that can do it better and faster and all of that. So like that's super. I think it's just an admirable thing to like kind of realize, and then also like pivot and figure out a new way to kind of like um, cast your creativity and still like get that creative fix. But um, yeah, yeah. So
It was kind of hard to admit, to be fair, and it took a little bit of soul searching, but this is the way, for sure.
mhm.
People should be allowed to be creative in the ways that are important to them.
Yeah, no, I totally feel that, and I think it's awesome that you have gotten to that point, and um, I, I mean it has for me, and I'm sure for a lot of people, like it's such a nice like creative outlet, but then when you can channel that creative energy to other things that are driving the studio forward and doing big things like that, like it's cool to see how you to, to that. So it's super cool. uh,
It kind of actually was somewhat unexpected, but it's again, it's more than just evolving as a studio. It's also evolving as a person
yeah,
and being honest with yourself.
I love that. And I mean, anyone else that's listening in, if that resonates with you, do something new about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, always keeping up. Yeah, it's cool. It's amazing, and especially working in a team is so beneficial for everything. I mean, I really admire solo developers, and some of them doing amazing thing, and keep on it, grinding on it, and really get it done. Yeah, but I love to work in teamwork. It's, to be honest here, it's not that easy if it's all remote. And as Chris said, I mean, we have artists and developers and people that are in our team from all around the world. So, for example, time zones and get everybody on the same page is not always easy. So communication is key. But it's amazing what comes back, and it's a blast, yeah, to have all these amazing like-minded people around you.
Yeah. Shout out Vox Machina. Welcome to the show, or maybe you've been here the whole time, but so super detailed. He loves all the assets.
Oh, hi, Vox Machina.
Hi.
Cool.
I love
Thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
Joining us. Yeah, that's one of our mecha crabs. We have a lot of mechas, or let's call them simply robots in the end, for our experience, Dark Temple. So these will be the main bunch that you will hack and slash through. Yeah, we never mentioned about it. It should be a pretty straightforward hack and slash, and yeah, get blast through the level.
Oh, nice.
Type of thing. Yeah, we want to keep it straightforward here.
I was curious about that, and I'm glad you circled back to it. That's cool. I was like, I didn't know like what, like, because it's I mean, I was thinking maybe it was just like a racer, but a hack and slash. That's fun. I enjoy that, especially like when you have really cool assets like you guys do that you're gonna be slashing through. Should be a fun time.
Yeah, we hope so. We hope it will be fun to crawl through. Of course, this doesn't mean we won't have quests or for example, also even puzzles or kind of more in-depth things. So it's all there, but we want to keep it straightforward. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, we have a lot of tiny and large assets, as you did see. We do sometimes huge builds, but then again, also these little critters make a difference to us, because, as Chris said, they will make everything lively and kind of breathe in the life in the end to the whole experience. And so these are even so everything is important to us here.
Yeah, those are super fun. How small was that?
Yeah,
less than 32.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like smaller than a block, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. It's tiny, just a few voxels. I mean, that's always here. You see, for example, it's now cut it a bit, so you don't see his head completely. But this is one of our amazing. One of our artists did this for one of the boss fights, and this beast is huge. So
yeah,
we're talking much larger than a few voxels. You also see it a bit in detailing. The wasp on the right is not super huge, but has amazing attack and attack combos and stuff like that. So
nice.
Yeah, we're super happy that, as we said, have such amazing creators and animators in our ranks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're all amazing.
This queen bee here that you see is roughly the size of a building. It's huge.
Nice.
And so this will be one of your primary nemesis as you hack and slash your way through.
I love that. I cannot wait to play. I wish I knew But whenever the day that I do, whenever it gets close to being time, we gotta have you guys back on the show so we can let everyone know, because it's gonna be a fun game.
Cool. Yeah, we would love to do a little pre-release show with you. That's cool.
Totally.
Should we take a second, Pepe, and talk about NFT London, or did you have another comment that you wanted to make?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, we're here. No. We're on the cards.
We almost made it through our slide deck here, but it's true. Yeah, NFT London is coming up, so this is where I will attending for sure. Chris was in New York, and I'm more close to London, so this is my turn now. We're super happy to get connected. So if you guys out there, and also we will be in NFT London, I would love to meet you guys.
What are the dates of NFT London?
I think it's 2nd and 3rd of November or something like that.
So it's on the 4th and 5th is what I have on the calendar.
Okay, could be. I have booked it quite a while ago. So yeah. Anyway, it's coming up early November, and it will be fun for sure. I'm super excited.
Awesome. I just looked it up online, and at least their website, the first thing you see says NFT London, 3rd through 4th November 20.
Yeah.
There we go.
So
cool.
3rd through 4th. Maybe it leaks into the 5th after parties or something. Who knows?
Yeah,
most likely.
So. That's fun. And what you see here, we already have published them, and these are not only digital cards. We call them collector cards, kind of. We did quite a bunch of these for NFT New York already earlier this year, and now we will come with a new series, hopefully in time for London. And we're super happy to make a new bunch of these, especially since they will represent a lot of our artists, kind of, from our studio with their assets, and super awesome to show around. And we see it more like a business card. You see, it's not kind of a game right now, but you can collect a lot of these or these different types of cards, and they I think Chris can agree. Maybe we can show it shortly. I'm not sure if it works.
Yeah,
I'll probably see. So they are really hollow cards with super shiny. They are quite high quality. We're super.
They look great.
We're super happy about how they came out, and we can't wait to do more. And we have a lot of new ideas for upcoming series, and
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Going from virtual to physical again.
Yeah. No, I love both. I think more projects should be a lot of projects. I think having both in real life or physical and digital is the way to go. So that's super cool.
We were developing these business cards, of course, because everybody has to have business cards, but they just sort of was boring. And the more we worked on it, the more it really it sort of lent itself in this direction. And then, like, all of a sudden, our design started to look like playing cards, and we're like, "Oh, these are cool. Let's see what happens if we go this route." And we were kind of coming down to the wire. We had to have them expedited, shipped over to New York to get them in time for NFT NYC. But they came through and they were great. I think I gave out around 200 or more of them.
Yeah, I
So
remember.
they
I
were
remember
super
seeing on
popular.
Twitter you were giving them out. I was jealous. I was supposed to
Yeah.
go to NYC, but ended up not being able to make it. But yeah,
Well, maybe we'll see you this coming year.
I think so. You should. I hope so. Unless something else comes out, but it should.
Awesome. Great, great.
Great. I think we have. Do you have one more slide?
No, I think we're
Just
done.
oh, there we go. Yeah, just the custom animation here. We have animation tools as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So aside from world building tools, we have animation tools. The animation tools in Vox Edit have drastically improved over the last few years. But they still would fail to be able to produce something like this. We have methods of creating these animations and then moving them over into Vox Edit in a usable form.
Oh, that's legit. You guys are doing it all. I love it.
We're just trying to fill in the gaps.
Yeah, yeah. Is it are you getting the coding done in house, or have you found like a developer or something that's doing it for you guys, or do you do it, or maybe that's a secret you can't share?
We have a wizard among us.
Yeah,
His name is Lloyd. He's our hero.
nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, Lloyd has been with us for a long time, and he really does put forth a lot of effort, and he's a great artist. So he's really a good fit for us. I myself am coming from a super technical background as well. I've worked at a software company for the last 12 or 13 years, and but not as a developer, more as a consultant. So, but this gives me the in and out knowledge of how these applications and things like that work, so we can communicate ideas clearly
Yeah,
among our team, and it kind of we build this bridge between art and technology.
totally. I think it's super rad, and I love everything you guys are doing. If you guys don't have any other slides, you can stop screen sharing, and I can show your faces again. So since
Perfect.
no one's been able to see you the whole time.
Give me a second. I will drop
Thank goodness.
No, please don't.
But no, that was awesome. Thank you for presenting that.
Good.
Get back. Oh, now it's a much prettier slide. Get to see your beautiful mugs.
There you go.
Man, that's super cool.
Awesome.
I feel like I mean, I feel like I could have a lot of questions, but we are getting close to the time that we got to shut her down tonight, and I know you guys have been working hard, and I don't want to keep you too long. But if you guys have anything you want to plug, or just want to let people know where they can find you, follow you, support you, whatever they can do for you to help out. If you guys enjoyed what these guys have been talking about, obviously go follow them on Twitter and stuff. But the floor is yours, so kind of plug away.
Pepe, do you want to talk about our current plans to release things to the community?
Yeah, I think that's the most interesting for all of you out there. Until now, we were quite a bit quiet when it comes to publishing things openly, but this is definitely the next big step for us to finally go live for the community, for the Sand Fam, really start sharing content. And I mean, this is not only about developing our game or our IPs and all that stuff. It's more about that, as you can see, we have quite a bit of experience already into the whole ecosystem, and together with the tools that we develop and the possibilities, we would love to share stuff. And we have a clear idea how we want to do this. We need to enable it first, of course. but then expect already end of this month a first nice drop, and keep us followed for sure. We're active on Twitter, mainly doing monthly blog posts on Medium and doing Insta once in a while. But mainly Twitter and Discord is our place where we live 24/7.
Yeah. Is your guys' Discord linked in your Twitter? I would assume.
Not yet. I can take that question. We have set up a public Discord, but we don't have the resources to moderate it yet. So, but this is on our roadmap for sure.
Cool.
And I mean, this will sort of roll out as we start to develop and build a community based on some of these cool tools and things like that we will slowly start rolling out and making public for everyone.
Awesome. And I mean, I feel like it's such a like cliche thing that like every project seems like they need a Discord, and I don't think that's true. But I do think you guys are going to have a lot of raving fans and people that are interested in following along and curious and everything. So yeah, I mean, it definitely does take, especially once you a lot of extra work that you don't need to allocate right now. But whenever you do, I know I'll be joining, and for a lot of other people. So super cool.
Awesome.
I think that my call to action, excuse me, my call to action would be, we're only one studio. There are many other artists and studios out there. We don't know what types of things that you struggle with. But if there's something that really, really is agitating to you, or if you have ideas on how your processes could be streamlined, we would like to take these things into consideration and maybe help come up with solutions for these types of things. We've done this several times. I think at our core, really, we are a group of problem solvers. So please reach out to us if you're just like, oh, I wonder if this can be done. We can at least find out.
Yeah.
We have the people in place to be able to answer these types of questions.
Totally. I think that's awesome, and I think it's awesome that you are, I guess, just opening up the door to anyone that wants to pick your guys' brain or whatever. And Twitter is probably the best place to do that for them. Yeah.
Yeah, find us on Twitter. And one of the reasons why we feel we need to go this route is the entire metaverse needs to be cool, not just a SandRush experience. All of it needs to be cool. And if some of these tools aren't available to other people, then it will sort of limit the amount of coolness that can happen.
Yeah.
So by having these tools available, we can all make powerful, excellent experiences together, and that will benefit all of us.
100%.
Yeah, especially, I mean, in an environment and an ecosystem like TSB is building here, it's crucial to have content, and everybody knows this. And we would love to enable other creators and the whole community to make this happen, because sometimes there are a lot of, it's not always easy, even with such pretty straightforward tools like VoxEdit or GameMaker, and there are so many opportunities here, and we're super excited if we can help someone out to bring his idea and his vision to life here in the metaverse together with us.
Heck yeah. I love that, and I love that about you guys. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, comments, you can find these guys over on Twitter. Eventually you'll be able to join their Discord and bug them in there. I know I'll be dropping you guys a DM because I have some questions of my own that I think you guys can definitely the right direction on. So super cool to have you guys on the show for the first time. This won't be the last time, I hope. Cross my fingers. But yeah, it's been a blast. time always flies by. So hopefully, I mean, next time, now we got a really good overview of what you guys are up to, and then next time we'll be able to dive into all the juicy goodness of whatever's coming out next. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited just to see your guys' journey as we go into the metaverse together.
Thanks for having us. It's been delightful. It's good to have these types of open conversations, and we'll be looking forward to coming back. And we hope to see you all in the metaverse.
Heck yeah! Thanks, guys, and
Thank you.
thank you guys, audience, everyone that
Cheers.
tuned in live and is catching the replay.
Thank you for the nice comments.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take it easy, y'all.
Take it easy.